Welcome everybody to Comically Lame, a discussion here. We're going to sit and talk about some interesting topics. We got Yaz, OG Bossy, DelRazor, and Widow. Myself here, CL Mitt. I'm going to pass the time over to Bossy, our man, for the commentating.
We got 10 minutes on each subject. We got this steambox Alienware Alpha. We're going to talk about some survival video games. And we're also going to be talking about the PC gaming world versus the console gaming world. I'm going to start the discussion off here with a 10-minute timer. And we're going to go on about the Alienware Alpha. Yazzie Fresh, what do you got to say about it?
Well, I think it's kind of a... I personally don't like Alienware, and I hate that they released it so early, you know, compared to when the rest of the Steam boxes are coming out, because they're not even having the Steam controller come with it, and it's just a gimmick for them just to make all this money, in my opinion.
So you got a system here with no controller? What about keyboard, mouse, anything?
Well, I mean, they got the... It's coming with the Xbox, or I think you have to supply your own Xbox 360 controller for it.
It comes with one, it says.
Yeah, okay. Comes with one. They're just trying, in my opinion, they're just trying to push it out, just to be like, hey, Steambox right here, take it, buy it, buy it, buy it.
Is that because Steambox isn't coming out for a while?
It's coming out in the spring, I think.
2015. Yeah.
See, they're jumping on the bandwagon before.
Yeah, they're trying to get the money.
Trying to.
One other thing you guys got to consider here, is that they're not running off of Steam OS. They're actually running off of a custom UI, it seems like, which is going to be based on big picture mode. So it's kind of, I guess they're going to have kind of a launcher that kind of gets you into the system, and then big picture mode is a launch out of that. Windows
8.1. So okay. you can even actually have a option to go back to Windows. So it's basically a computer.
It's basically their computer from the end of the year, and say, here you go.
So you can browse the internet, and you can Skype call. It's like an Xbox One.
Yeah, you can do pretty much everything like that. I've you know, from my experience, just to give you a little background on what I've been doing lately, I've actually, I guess it was about 7 months ago now, Steam was starting to do a beta on what they called in-home streaming. And basically you have a really beefy rig that can send video and audio and even controller data and things like that across your LAN to a really crappy rig. And I tested it out, and it ran really well on a really crappy laptop that I had. And I was like, you know what, I got to build a little box. And so I went on PC Parts Picker, picked out a bunch of stuff, made a really cheap box, just a little Celeron with 4 gigs of RAM, a little SSD on it, and a little crappy case and everything like that for like $270. And basically I can run any game I want from my big PC on my little PC in the family room on the big screen.
How's it connected? Wirelessly or LAN?
So is it like their answer to the NVIDIA Shield? You know, so how it's mobile and you can hook it up to a TV, but just...
Yeah,
the user makes their own box.
Yeah, but it's basically it's not. I mean, you can run it on Mac. You can run it on. Basically, if you have Steam open on that box, you can run those games off of there. You can have two Steams logged in on your LAN. It'll see the other one and say, "Hey, do you want to stream this or do you want to play it locally?"
That's cool. Here's my consumer perspective on the whole topic. I think it's pretty cool. Ever since the beginning of when Steambox was announced, I thought it was rad because it's going to open a lot of doors for, you know, indie gaming and whatever. As kind of it's already happening, it's kind of exploding industry, right? But my frustrations are where I first had heard that announced was what, how long was it ago? Like when the Steambox first was kind of
2 years ago.
Yeah,
2 years? It feels like much longer. That there was some things being discussed about having a TV compatible, kind of living room PC compatible game device. And you heard about Steambox, and then you hear about these other ones coming out now. Alienware, there's another one, a big Kickstarter product that was Ouya, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, the Ouya.
That raised over $8.5 million.
Yeah,
and you know, it's coming out soon, but have yet to see any of this stuff. So it'd be pretty fun. I'm excited about it. So overall, it's positive, but it's kind of like 2 years, 3 years in the making. So
real quick, the other thing you got to think about though is this Alienware is based off of Windows, which means it can support the full Steam library, whereas SteamOS is actually a Linux-based operating system, and not all Steam games are Linux available. So you won't get the full Steam library on a Steam box.
That's got to be worrisome for Steambox, who's been in development for years, and they're like, oh crap, someone's doing our own thing better than us.
Yeah.
I still am excited for it. I mean, I'm excited the way they have it with different companies being able to make their own Steam boxes and stuff like that. And I would like the ability to come home, go downstairs, get on my flat screen TV, just start up Steambox and be able to play with you guys, play some DayZ or something like that. If you guys who are on your PCs upstairs or wherever you're at in your house,
that would be rad. That's true.
And I'm actually kind of excited about their controller. It looks weird as but I don't know how that's
yeah.
gonna, I
That's
don't
the
know how
one
that's
thing
gonna
that I've
play.
been. That's the one thing that I was kind of
Really?
trying to find as a
We'll have to
solution
show
for
we'll
my
have to
living
show
room.
an example of that when we put this together. Let me see.
The issue that I ran into with my living room is just the Xbox 360 controller alone. I'm not really good with FPSs on the controller, and so I was looking around for some sort of way to control with more of a more like a mouse and keyboard feel. And I found something. And it was called. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Basically, it's an air mouse, but it looks like a controller. And
How much does that cost?
What was this? First of all, what was the controller you talked? Were you referring to the Alienware controller beta or the Steambox
The actual
controller?
Just the Steam controller. It actually, it's like it looks like two orbs that are concave that.
they're two thumb pads, basically.
Yeah, basically, and it's all touch and stuff like that.
Really?
It looks expensive.
All touch?
Looks
Where's
like
the
it's gonna be
analog?
hard
Well, kind
to
of
control.
like pressure sensitive type of thing.
Oh,
I think.
it's kind of a bummer for me as a gamer. Because we're all used to some kind of an analog button, aren't we?
Analog
Yeah.
button,
Even if
muscle
you're a
memory.
PC or a
it's-
console player.
They'll still have buttons and stuff too. I think underneath the right side.
Widow, what do you think about this? I mean, you've been silent because you're not that knowledgeable on the topic, but
Well, from what I've heard, Steambox is supposed to be the next big thing, but I'm more old school when it comes to like Xbox controllers. I like the analog. I don't like having everything digital, especially my controller. I like to be able to, even if it's a janky controller, be able to control it just easier. I don't know.
That's
just
a
my
whole
thought.
that's a whole topic in and of itself about like analog versus digital, feeling it, touching it. We're going so digital nowadays. We're disconnecting ourselves from like I'm with you. I prefer the original NES controller or the Super Nintendo controller.
I mean, it's a little bit off topic, but you want to talk about how everything's going digital and everything. Say, for instance, the Xbox. Okay, I'm watching TV and the Kinect. I'm watching TV and the Xbox commercial comes on. All of a sudden, the dude says Xbox on. Guess what? My Xbox turns on. I don't want it to turn on. And 5 hours later, I realize my Xbox turned on, overheating. It's just I'm more.
and
old
it's
school.
been watching you.
Yeah, you hear about that guy that created? He made his avatar name Xbox One. He's the first one to get it, and people playing with him on like Call of Duty
yeah.
and stuff would be saying Xbox One so and so, and it would like go to their menu. In game times thousands of people.
I'm still excited about the Steambox. Like I said, I'm probably going to get one. It's probably going to be a lower model, probably a gigabyte. But I like the idea because I just like the idea of being able to hop on and not have to fire up my PC, because I game from a recliner. I got the Razer Tataris, whatever it's called, and a Naga, wireless Naga that I recliner, and having to get up here to my area, fire on the PC, deal with all this crap when I can just fire up Steambox downstairs, grab the controller, see my friends on Steam, jump in a game with them.
That's what I do right now.
I'm the complete opposite. I'm like, just leave the computer on, leave it hibernating or sleeping, and then when I just wake it up with a mouse and load up Steam, I'm already
See,
there.
Razer just brought something to my attention. This Conquer Gyro gaming mouse and keyboard. I could totally be down for this. It's pretty much an Xbox controller, a little bit small. It's gonna obviously be smaller. Xbox controller, and the buttons are kind of like my old BlackBerry. I could be totally down for a controller like this.
Plus, it's an air mouse, so basically, it's got a accelerometer in there, and so when you move the thing around, it'll actually control your mouse. So you can actually aim by just kind of tilting the controller while you still do your movement with your thumbs. That's what I was looking for, because I wanted more precise aiming besides just
subtle.
kind of holding a
touchpad.
thumbstick around.
Yeah.
I'm about spraying as fast as I can,
Spraying and
screaming
spraying.
and running to a different building and hoping I hit somebody in the leg.
Yeah, you guys move when you play. I just like prone in the corner the whole session. Isn't that how you're supposed to play?
Just camp it out.
15 minutes, just
As anybody knows, anything I play, I'm more of a running gun, get in your face type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know
I'm
how
with
that's going to looking at the
You got 1 minute.
Steambox controller. Looking at the Steambox controller, I can't fathom how to use that thing. Like, it's going to be a big learning curve with the pressure sensitive pads and stuff like that. I don't know how, how's that going to transfer over to DayZ or Arma 3? I mean, actually, we could easily, those are FPSs, but I don't know.
You got any closing comments? We're at 30 seconds.
well, like I think like Widow said, it's kind of an exciting era. We're on the brink of something pretty cool here. hopefully it's done right. Even what DelRazor was talking about, a controller like subtly aiming, that could be a whole new change in the industry of like how we interface control wise. So hopefully it's exciting. It creates some good buzz for what can be a even better Steambox. Now Steambox is going to be pushed in the butt to do a better job now.
I'm going to take the last 5 seconds here to kind of segue right into the PC gaming versus console, because I heard a couple people talking about the Xbox and the new controllers. So let's just jump right into that. So with PC gaming, I feel like it's on the rise. Back in 2005, I built one of my PCs, and I'm always upgrading, trying to get the latest and greatest for the graphics, because I always feel like the PC gaming world is going to outdo any console that gets pushed out there.
Yeah, I got something to say about that. I used to be console 24/7. Bossy was console and PC gamer. I'd come over to his house and just call him a nerd, be like, "Ha," and just call him a nerd because he played on the PC all the time. And this is back in 2008. And now I have a PC, and I think I have a beast of a PC now. I remember going to his house back in 2008, and it was snow on the ground outside. Go inside. It's hot as hell. I'm like, dude, turn the heat down. He's like, well, we don't got the heat on. I'm like, why? And then I go into his room, his buddy's room, and they have these PCs set up with fans blowing on them.
We actually had the windows open.
The windows open.
Just let the cool air in.
And what kind of graphics card were you running then?
That was the GTX 260 at the time.
GTX 260.
Or no, 290, my bad.
290, but this was, what, 5 years ago?
Yeah, that was way back in the day.
I mean, and that seemed to be the era that PC gaming, like I actually got into playing games on PC, Rogue Spear and Half-Life. And then I went to console, but that seems like 2008, 2007 seems to be the big boom. When, I mean, all these graphics cards coming out, being able to build your own PC.
Because I pestered him.
So what big reason would you say you went to console, Yaz?
Or went to PC?
Why would you say you went to console from PC the first
Steam
time?
sales.
Price?
Daisy.
Convenience?
Daisy, then Steam sales.
No, I'm saying when the first time you were on Half-Life and you went to console, what was the reason?
It was just easier.
Convenience, right?
Convenience, yeah.
Just
All right,
go easier.
see, this is what I did. I started off, way back in the day playing Super Nintendo and everything. No internet, all that good stuff. AOL days. Did that. I got in console. I went to PS2. Well, PS3 wasn't out. Next thing that came out was Xbox. So I switched to the Xbox. That was the new thing.
Because it was new. Why would you do it?
Because I always got new systems every year, and the PS3 was, I think, if I'm not mistaken, came out like 6-7 months after the Xbox regular and Xbox 360. So I just started playing Xbox. Then I became an Xbox fanboy, loved the controller, everything. Bought a laptop when I had some money, and just for regular stuff, school, anything like that. Well, Yaz told me about DayZ. Tried out DayZ, horrible graphics. Don't ever try to play DayZ on a laptop. But finally, got the Xbox One not too long ago. It's all right, but decided to build a PC. My brother built one. I was like, let me build a PC, play some DayZ. Love my PC now. I play my PC more than my Xbox. Games easier to use. I can do multiple things. Now love my PC. I mean, I'm gonna switch back to the Xbox for a few weeks while I play Destiny, but PC is the way to go.
Yeah, I'd say I follow that pretty closely, but in my own unique way. I definitely never thought I'd be a PC owner, that's for sure.
Xbox Live always brought me to the console. Just had a better online experience for me. That's where I met, half of you guys. And just on PC, it's kind of just by yourself until you reach out to the forums, you're chatting, and you're looking for a group and MMOs, and just Xbox Live just kind of threw you in there, and everybody has a microphone, so I didn't have to worry about that usually. So there's a lot of bigger communities. What I was trying to push there. That's why I like the console, but PC gaming now, I love the graphics, and I love the MMOs.
The transition now, the past couple of years, from console to PC has been easier. Granted, you have to buy a PC and build your own PC, but Steam has all these games now that take an Xbox 360 controller.
Yep.
But even there, the whole concept of building a PC has exploded in the last. I remember when I was in high school. Let's see, 2000. This will date me. 2001. My buddies were just kind of big PC gamers. They had built their own, but that was rare back then. It was still relatively about the same cost, but it still was a benefit. Nowadays, it's like the only way to go, right? To build a PC. If you don't really understand that it's way better to do it that way. You have more customization. It's actually more affordable, right? Half the cost, right? To build a PC.
Down at 5 minutes.
So I think that's interesting as well. Just the fact that it's way more accessible to build a PC, let alone, like Diaz is saying, the industry of PC gaming is exploding. How you connect with other players, the community. It's pretty cool.
There's still, I'd like to say one thing though. I went and got a PS4 when it first came out, like last year when Xbox kind of dropped the ball and they were releasing specs and talking about their systems and they were like, nope, you're not going to be able to do this and this. It's going to be always on. I was like, okay, that's it. I'm getting a PS4. So I pre-ordered it. I got it like the first week it came out and everything. And I was, I had that kind of like, okay, this is cool. And then I had that kind of regret, like, oh man, there's not really a lot of stuff I want to play on here. I'm not a huge console player. I haven't, I've
were you thinking like, oh, entertainment system, it'll work for that?
Well, at the point, I hadn't had the HTTP PC setups yet. So it was kind of, I had the Xbox in there for the Netflix box, And so I was more excited about new games and new console and all that stuff. But as it kind of wore on, I was like, okay, well, this will be here for when the exclusives come out. Because any other game in this generation is more than likely there's not a lot of exclusives that aren't going to come onto PC at some point. I mean, even if you look at this past week, Xbox One and Xbox 360 had Super Time Force as well from Cappy.
Yep.
And they just released that on Steam as well, and it came with extra stuff.
It was a huge Microsoft Steam sale this weekend too.
Yeah, I saw that. Go ahead. I was just gonna say there's more sales on PC than there are like things that are coming out. There's a game that's coming out soon for PS4, and it was like I can't remember which it was. Terraria, and they're trying to sell it on PS4. They're like, yeah, we're gonna start our price out at $29.99, and it's like that game's like $2 on Steam. Why would I pay $30 on PS4 for the same game?
It's that stark. It's so much more affordable.
I have. Last week, 2 weeks ago, they announced that Tomb Raider 2, which I played the first Tomb Raider on PC. I love that game. Tomb Raider 2, Xbox 360 or Xbox One exclusive. That made me mad.
Yeah. And then they turned around and said, "Oh wait, oops, we didn't really want to say it, but it's only timed."
And Xbox One, I think, dropped the ball. I didn't get mine immediately. I got mine a year afterwards, actually. I think about a year. No, 9 months afterwards. And there were some games like
360.
Xbox One. There's just some games I was waiting.
A year now.
Yeah. A year. Okay, so 9 months.
Go ahead, sorry.
Not even 9 months. Okay, 5 months afterwards, and there was just some games I was waiting for, like Watch Dogs. I really wanted to play on Xbox One because of Xbox Live, and I thought, in my opinion, Watch Dogs was a fail to me of what I wanted from the game.
I got some words about that. Yeah.
And I got some. Yeah. Talk about creating a douchebag main character.
Well, I'm just talking about the fact that they crippled the PC version so that people see the difference between the consoles and PC.
Oh, don't even get me started. What game are we talking about here?
2-minute warning.
That goes way back to like Battlefield 3 even. That was a huge problem with me. I got Battlefield 3 all excited because I'm my PS3. I never thought I'd even be a console owner just in school and stuff, finance-wise. But man, I saw my buddy playing PC version of Battlefield 3, and he could have giant maps for the jets and stuff. And I'm sitting here with like terrible graphics. I could see the polygons on people's shoulders and stuff, and it's glitchy.
Well, real quick, if you want to go one further, okay.
Totally.
The console versus PC. Console, besides Halo, even though Yaz, I know you hate Halo. I love Halo.
Okay.
It's going to the fact where especially Microsoft, they just want games to release every year to make that money. Well, their AAA games are on PC, but there's also other games like, Minecraft, even though that's coming over to Xbox, DayZ. It's more oriented for all the games versus just throwing it out there.
1 minute.
All right.
Back to the Watch Dogs things. Yeah, the what they showed at E3 4 years ago for it looked beautiful, and then I saw it on PC, and it didn't look nothing like that. And then to get it to look like that, you have to download or put a bunch of mods in to get it to actually look.
But basically, the mods just unlock what is already there. It doesn't actually add anything.
Yeah.
like they have all the graphics in them. They stripped them down to make it look the same as consoles, so people who bought the new consoles wouldn't look mad or wouldn't be mad about the fact that the PC version looked so much better.
That makes me
overall,
mad.
I mean, overall, I think if I may like wrap it up a little bit, if I were to go back and do it all again, I guess I don't regret doing either because they definitely have benefits. But knowing what I know now and kind of where the industry is now, man, boy, I think I'd be dumb not to be in the PC world just because of all the benefits there are. But, console has its benefit too, for sure.
One quick question. Is The Division coming on PC? I haven't actually looked that up.
Yes.
They're still, from what I heard, is they're like, we don't know yet.
No, they re-announced it. That's why they extended it to the 2015 originally.
Oh, really?
Well, it looks like I'm not rebuying an Xbox One.
When I looked into it, I saw, don't quote me on this, but we might want to put a little annotation, but yes, I'm confident that it's coming out for PC. Because I was like really stoked about it, playing it myself.
Yeah.
So we mentioned a few games here. We mentioned, DayZ. We mentioned Minecraft. These are all kind of survival games. And I'm going to segue right to the next topic because we're already over our time. That's the big boom now. That's the big trend is we're seeing a lot of these survival games coming out. I like them. I play 7 Days to Die. I play DayZ, like I said. I've even played War Z. That was a horrible game.
Yeah. Here's where I'm at with that. If any of you guys are familiar, I don't know where it's like in places you live, but you remember the frozen yogurt movement?
Yes, I hated that.
It's still popping, but it was
Cherry
so
Blossom.
bad that there's like 3 on a street corner, and you go into the same place. It's pretty much the same. When something explodes that much in any industry, and a consumer can see how obvious it is, it's always interesting, and it's been fun and exciting as a consumer. But there's definitely games that are just like, really, like, have you listed off a couple that I hear, and I'm just like, they only went at this for the money because it's a yogurt shop. They can set it up on the corner and make some money, but there's a couple. I guess all the games, DayZ, 7 Days to Die, they all have their aspects of that just to make the money. What was the first DayZ, right?
Yeah.
The mod. But even there, they have some, shortcuts they went just to make the money. Let's look at where it is now. They've been at it 2 years.
They're still
made millions of dollars, and they're still just milking that. So it's kind of a money game, but some are doing it better than others.
I got a question. Who here played War Z?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot online.
I thought about it, but I didn't have the money to buy the bullets.
War Z at first, it had potential. Okay, at first it had potential. We're like, okay, maybe it'll get good. It started turning to a pay to play, and they didn't update anything. I stopped playing the game. A year and a half later, I got an email that said, "Hey, we added cars. We added a new map." No, when you can't fix, where you can see through walls and where you can, what's it called when you
Wall hack?
No, not wall hack, where you can just automatically shoot away from you and get a headshot. When you
Like aimbotting?
Yeah, aimbotting. When you can't fix aimbotting and simple things like that, and you've been having problems with it, and you turn to a pay-to-play game, it's easy to tell you're about the money.
Pay-to-play is just the biggest symbol for
One of the first videos on this channel was I did with Bossy. It was why hate on War Z. This was when War Z first came out, and we were like, well, why hate on this game? We even did a spill about it. Right now, I hate the War Z, and
Complete 180.
I hate the people that are in charge of it. It turned into this huge pay to play, and basically what happened was DayZ came out, and they were like, hey, or these people at War Z, I can't remember who makes War Z, were like, hey, let's hop on the coattails of DayZ, because they announced that they're going to have the game legit in a couple of years, and they just pushed this game out. It was completely unfinished, this alpha version, but it's still completely unfinished, and it was completely unfinished for like a year and a half after they pushed it out, and it was just like lies. Like they told me, I signed up, paid $40. Yeah. They said that you were going to get your own. Told me, hey, you're going to get when servers become available, you're going to get your own private server with 30 people for 1 month for free. Never got that. You're going to have your own stronghold. Never got that. So with
all the downsides, how old is that game? And then where is it now? Is it still selling or is it dying off?
It's dying off big time.
So in terms of the conversation, where are things picking up? Because War Z, I decided not to get that based off all the discussion. I've heard a lot of the same things you guys are echoing, and I just didn't do it.
Good decision.
Let alone from watching 2 seconds of gameplay, and I decided not to. But what other games are... And you guys are playing 7 Days to Die. That just came out,
Yeah.
right?
Well, see, I love Dead Island. I'll let them talk about 7 Days to Die in a second. Just real quick, let me go back to DayZ. DayZ, the Arma 2, you know, they still haven't finished it. Now, there's a big misconception that people think, you know, they release, we're creating a new server. They're creating a brand new server. They're not creating a brand new server.
You mean engine?
Yeah, engine. My bad, engine.
Yeah.
They said they're creating a brand new engine. Okay, they're not creating a brand new engine. They're just trying to alter theirs. Okay, it's not a brand new engine. You know, Arma 2 still isn't complete. Now, I've heard that Arma 3 has a mod, haven't tried it out yet, that's more like DayZ. Now, DayZ, they released it, I mean, I know they pushed it back quite a bit, but they released it too soon, at my point, just because, you know, all the things they say they can do, they're going to do. Instead of that, they're focusing too much on hacking when they can't even fix the battle eye yet. But
So-
y'all go ahead and talk about 7 days.
You're talking about, hold on real quick, DelRazor, you're talking about the zombie infection. Is that a mod that they're doing within the same mod, Arma mod?
Well, this is the zombie infection. Basically, the zombieinfection.com is the website for Breaking Point. It's a mod for Arma 3, and it is so much more polished than any other mod I've ever played. Just to give you an idea, it's pretty much when people come into my channel and they've never seen the mod before, they're like, "What is this? Is this like DayZ? Whatever." I give them this quick elevator pitch and I tell them, look, it's DayZ, but it's no jankiness with your movements. The inventory system's a lot more streamlined. You don't have to like separate bullets and put one bullet in the chamber and all that kind of stuff. It's a lot simpler. You have factions. There's
But
five-
is this an Arma 3 Bohemia side, Arma 3 people developing this?
No. This is a mod from a couple of guys.
It's basically what Rocket did with Armor 2.
Yeah.
So they're doing it basically what
This is a polished mod.
Arma DayZ was.
Real quick, on Breaking Point, you know how in Arma 3 you can join little groups and you can see where they are anywhere on the map?
Yep.
Can you do that still?
Yes,
and
they have that, yes.
And there's cars.
Yes.
I found my new game. Let me try that out tonight.
I know what I'm downloading this weekend.
Definitely, guys. Check it out. Come watch me stream it. You'll love it.
It's free with Arma 3,
It's a free mod.
The mod is free
As long
Arma
as you have
3.
Arma 3.
but which is a discount of $30 this weekend.
Real quick, is there any
$30
way
this
to
weekend.
set it up? Or is it just...
Yeah. You have to download
Arma
if
3
you
is
click on
$30
download on that
this
website,
weekend.
it's
Yeah.
got its own launcher. It'll download all the files for you, and you launch the game from the launcher.
Okay.
So we know what we're
It's
doing
really-
after
it's
this
really good
video,
mod.
but
I know what I'm playing.
All right,
Doing
well,
it
Real quick,
Everybody
one more
is
thing I wanted to
gonna be-
mention.
go ahead.
I'm sorry. One more thing I wanted to mention. The biggest thing that I'm noticing in the survival games industry right now is that there aren't really any AAA players coming out with anything. You can look at Bohemia Interactive and say, yeah, well, they kind of made DayZ, but they really kind of didn't. They kind of had a guy that did this on the side, and then they said, well, let's throw money at him. But they didn't really. It wasn't like let's set out and do this from the start type of thing. So they're kind of modding the engine to make things work. Like melee weapons don't actually do melee damage. They're actually doing a small bullet damage,
Yeah.
And what I'm seeing right now, what I'm really excited about is a game called H1Z1 coming out from Sony Online Interactive. The people that made EverQuest and what's the other game? It's blowing my mind right now. It's number 2, PlanetSide 2. And basically, they can fit thousands of people in servers. They're making this zombie survival game. It's actually been on the table since like January or February. And they're getting real close to releasing the early access for about $20. But in the end, they want it to be a free-to-play game. So
If I'm not mistaken, I did see. I think they sent it to Frankie and PC. They sent him a little bit of a gameplay. That's the same thing I watched. It's a little rough, but
Which one? Which game? Sorry, which game is this?
H1Z1.
H1Z1.
Yeah.
But it looks like if they continue on their path, it's going to be a lot farther along than DayZ
Yeah.
in no time at all.
In my opinion, the graphics look kind of War Z-ish, though.
They did look a little bit worse. I mean, the graphics are going to be a little different. Everybody's going to have their own take on
I'm not a
way
fan
things look.
personally, but I was really excited about it. Still hopeful. The artwork is just really arcade for me.
The thing I'm not.
Gotcha.
I mean, I can understand they can fix that part. The thing that really I'm not sure about is the whole part where. Sorry. My mind.
2-minute warning.
The whole where you go into your inventory and everything. I don't like the whole page thing. It's too much like Dead Island in my opinion.
Crafting?
Yeah, the crafting.
Yeah.
The whole crafting interface. It's too much like Dead Island.
Yeah, I felt it was a little laggy for what it could be from AE or EA Entertainment. They could.
Sony Online.
What's that? Is it Sony? Oh, Sony Online. Well, even better then.
Sony Online, yeah.
They're doing a great job of rolling something out really well. They're making it really open. They're doing live streams for the developers. It's pretty cool, and I'm excited about it. They've developed a lot really quick. But yeah, I see some things like the artwork, the running mechanics, the crafting like Widow's talking about. And I'm like, really? Those are decisions you make? Oh, interesting. It's like...
I don't know, man. If I can kill a bear and then like get some animal fat off of him and then rub that animal fat on a stick with some cloth and then make a torch, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, you're right.
Nice.
Yeah, again, I'm pretty naive, so I'm hopeful.
Wait, all right, let's...
Real quick, if you did look at it, they actually have silencers working, unlike DayZ.
All right, let's circle back. I want to say something. We're talking about how the survival games just like they sprung up. They sprung up after DayZ. They actually kind of Walking Dead was before DayZ, the actual TV show, which I don't know who likes it or doesn't like it, but you know, Rocket had to have taken from kind of like the Walking Dead-esque type thing, and after DayZ happened, just got pushed out there. There's a lot of crappy games that got pushed out that are survival games.
Well, 2 million sales within how long?
No, yeah.
1 million within a month or 2 months?
There's obviously a huge
don't quote me on that
market, but no, it's 2 million. There's a huge market, but there's also a bunch of crappy games being pushed out. Like I played a game called Contagion, which I absolutely hated the other night. But
yeah, it's free this weekend actually. Yeah, it's kind
of
10 seconds.
I like these small developers coming out because like 7 Days to Die is a small developer. It's called like Fun Pimps or something like that makes it, and it's like a Minecraft-esque type of survival horror where you can build a base and stuff like that. So there are some good games coming out. There's just a ton of them.
All right.
I think honestly, just real quick, one more wrap up is I think it, as with anything that comes up like war games and things like that, when everybody sees one person do it kind of well, they say, well, I want to put my take on that. I want to put my spin on that. I want to try something a little different with it. And I think it's the same with like the movie industry and stuff. You'll see certain trends come through, and you know, everybody wants to try their take at it, and the cream rises to the top. You know,
that's why you had Deep Impact, Armageddon, Dante's Peak.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, all the.
I actually want to say one more thing. Like the survival game also goes to like horror games with what was that? Amnesia, the scariest game of all time in my opinion. And since Amnesia happened, there's been a whole lot more just scary games like Outlast and stuff like that that's come out. That's provided proper gameplay for millions and millions of people that scares the shit out of them. So I mean, there's good coming from all this. There's also some bastardizations that may be coming from, you know, big developers, and some big developers might put out, you know, beautiful, beautiful games.
Widow, you guys got anything else to say?
No, I'm excited. I love killing them zombies and those bandits.
One thing to say, hopefully we talk about it in the crew. That's all I got to say.
As long as there's plenty of people that don't have microphones and just shoot on sight, you know, in any of these games, I'll play them because that's what makes it really fun.
Hey, are you friendly? Oh, you don't have a microphone?
Yeah, or they sit me down in a fireplace after an hour of playing with me, and yeah, we're friendly, and then they shoot me after an hour, and they just take my beans, and that's about it.
I'm hoping they come out with like a new Amnesia or something like that. I want something that'll scare the living shit out of me.
I mean, they have Amnesia Machine for Pigs.
Have you seen the PT demo for PlayStation 4?
The what?
There was a free game that came out. It was a demo that came out during Gamescom, and it was just free on the PSN. And people were like, "What is this?" And you start playing, and it's a first-person kind of horror game, and it's super creepy, really scary. Everybody was, you know, having a good time with it, and then at the end, it turns out it's Silent Hill. It's the new Silent Hill, directed by Hideo Kojima.
I know what you're talking about.
With
Norman Reedus.
Yeah, Norman Reedus and Guillermo del Toro.
Oh,
so I'm just like, okay, that's a perfect horror game. For
I am actually. Reggie, can we expand this out like one more minute? I'm shoot. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, but I'm shooting over, like, you know, shooting shots over that freaking game because Silent Hill 2. I said Amnesia scariest game of all time. Silent Hill 2 was by far my favorite horror game ever made, and then they bastardized it from there on. It was just crap. And I was watching a YouTuber called Roboss play what you were talking about, where he was just walking around in his house just over and over again, and then it ended. And it was like Silent Hill with Norman Reedus. I was like, holy please be the game I've been wanting for 10, 12 years.
I think it will be.
Oh, cool.
High hopes.
Well, we want to throw out some shout-outs here, right? That wraps it out. But check out the Comically Lame YouTube channel. DelRazor, you want to throw a little plug? How do they find you?
Twitch.tv/DelRazorXL. Yeah, I'm basically a streamer on Twitch. I got a pretty good community. I play a lot of Arma 3 mods and different things. I'll be playing some GTA 5 when it comes out, H1Z when it comes out as well.
And everybody make sure to subscribe.
Subscribete.
Follow Razor. Subscribe to us.
Yeah. Yeah, Comically Lame. What's our do we have what's our YouTube channel? YouTube.com/Comically Lame.
Yep.
There we go.
That is it. All the information will be in the description, so we'll put a link out there for DelRazor as well. Just a quick wrap up. We talked about the steambox Alienware's Alpha box. We went on about PC gaming and console gaming, and then we summed it up with some survival games and the trend to see how it's going upward right now, and we're wondering if it's going to fall down. So if there's anything that you guys, the viewers, would like to add, leave us a comment below. If there's something next week you want us to talk about, just do it as well. Leave us a comment below. Tell us something you want us to talk about, or if you want to be on a guest on the show, we'll try that as well.
Be a guest. If you want to ask about the $1 million giveaway from Yaz next week, comment below.
Oh, yeah. Yazzie Fresh Production, we're giving you a 72-inch TV if you get 1,000 subscribers to our channel.
Hey, we'll take it.
Only 1,000?
Only 1,000.
And I can find a bot to do that.
And I'll come to your house and suck your
That's a hell of a deal.
Well, my wife left me about 6 months ago, so.
Wow, things are getting personal. We better end this.
This is a perfect way to end this.
All right, thanks, guys.
Good night and good luck.
All right, see y'all.
Comically Lame, DelRazor signing out.